Alright, first up, grab a saucepan and pour in half a cup of water. Then add in half a stick of butter, half a tablespoon of sugar. I'm using brown, but regular white works too. And a pinch of salt, just to balance the flavor. Place the saucepan on the stove, over medium heat, and bring it to a boil. What I love about this cake is how simple it is. Just basic ingredients you already have at home, and you end up with an amazing dessert. Once the butter's boiling, add half a cup of flour, just all at once. And start mixing right away until smooth and combined. Remember, butter must be boiling for the dough to turn out right. Cook the dough for about 3 minutes to get rid of extra moisture. It's another key thing that helps the dough rise properly in the oven. Transfer the dough to a chilled bowl and spread it out to cool faster. This is important. If the dough's too hot, the eggs will scramble and the dough won't come together. So let it cool down a bit before adding the eggs. We'll need 3 eggs at room temperature. Crack in the first egg and stir it into the dough. The dough will be lumpy and watery at first, but that's totally normal. It will become smoother as you add the eggs. We're adding the eggs one at a time so they blend in smoothly and the dough stays the right consistency. Well, it's not there yet, so we'll add the 3rd egg. But I'll crack it into a separate bowl first. Whisk it lightly with a fork, just to mix the white and yolk. Then add just a little bit of it into the dough, and keep on mixing. Adding the 3rd egg separately helps us control the dough's texture, and make sure it stays smooth and not too runny. The perfect dough should be smooth, shiny, and stretchy. Grab 2 6-inch pans and line them with parchment paper. There's no need to grease them. Spoon the dough into both pans, making sure they get the same amount. You can also use a scale if you want them perfectly even. I'm using a spatula to spread the dough around, so it's even in each pan. Well, it might not look Instagram perfect, but trust me, the taste will totally blow you away. And now, let's pop the pans in the oven. Make sure the oven's nice and hot, and bake for 25 to 30 minutes until they're golden brown. In the meantime, let's whip up the filling. Grab 2 eggs and separate the yolks from the whites. You'll just need the yolks. By the way, where are you guys from? Let me know in the comments below. Then add in some sugar. White's fine too. Toss in some cornstarch and mix it all together. You can also use regular flour instead of cornstarch. It'll still taste great, but the texture won't be as delicate. Set this aside for now. Grab a saucepan and pour in some milk. Just a little more than a cup. Place the saucepan on the stove. Add 3 tablespoons of sugar, a pinch of salt, and a few drops of vanilla extract if you like. Set the stove to medium heat and warm the milk, stirring constantly until it's just about to boil. Once you see these tiny bubbles, it's time to temper the eggs. Add the milk to the eggs in small amounts, mixing as you go, so the eggs don't curdle. If you pour it all in at once, you won't get smooth custard. It'll be full of lumps. By the way, if you're craving cake already, show some love. Like the video and subscribe. It really helps me out. Now pour the egg mixture back into the saucepan. Just all of it this time. And place the saucepan back on the stove. I recommend lowering the heat so the mixture warms gently. Make sure to start stirring right away. And keep stirring until it thickens. If you don't stir enough or take a break, you'll end up with lumps instead of a smooth filling. Then transfer the custard into a chilled container as soon as it's done so it stops cooking. And cover it with plastic wrap, pressing it right onto the custard, all over the surface, so it doesn't form a skin. Once it's cooled to room temperature, pop the custard in the fridge for at least half an hour. Now put 1 stick of softened butter in a bowl. Make sure it's not frozen. Then toss in 1 tablespoon of sugar. And start beating on medium speed until light and fluffy. If your butter's frozen, guys, it just won't get light and fluffy. So make sure it's softened but not melted. Take the custard out of the fridge and let it come to room temperature. Scoop a few spoonfuls and add them to the butter. Beat on medium speed until everything's fully combined. Keep the butter and custard at room temperature to avoid splitting. Add the custard a spoonful or 2 at a time. Don't dump it all in, or it could turn grainy, and that's not what we're going for. Beat on medium speed until you've got a nice smooth filling. Now let's take the cake out of the oven and let it cool down a bit. Use a cooling rack so it cools evenly and the bottom doesn't get soggy. I'm using a springform pan to assemble the cake, but if the pans you baked in are tall enough, you can use them. I like to use this acetate strip. It gives you those nice even edges. And finally, we get to add the filling to the first layer. Just drop a few spoonfuls on there and spread the filling evenly all over the layer. Make sure you add every bit of the filling, guys. Now grab the second layer and gently put it on top of the filling. Give it a little press so it sits evenly. And just like this, cover it with plastic wrap, making sure it touches the surface. And last but not least, pop the cake in the fridge to chill and set for at least a few hours, though letting it sit overnight works best. And that's it. Our cake is done. Take it out of the pan and sprinkle some powdered sugar on top if you like. This recipe is super simple. Just cook the dough right, watch the temperatures, and you're gonna get a cake out of this world. Seriously, it's so delicious. It'll leave you speechless and craving more. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.